Hello, this is Captain Chaudhary. In my last video, I just about mentioned as to who are the people, who are the persons who are entitled to limit their liability in respect of maritime claims. And also we had discussed like what are the claims which are subject to limitation. Now in this particular video, I want to little spread on this matter as to who are on ground practically, who are these persons who are entitled to limit their liability. Now as you know, the charters also are included in the list of people who can limit their liability. In one of the cases, Justice Terry, he had said that even the slot charter should be given this liberty to limit the liability, because that will be in the true sense correct application of this rule in respect of limitation of liability. Now I would like to talk on the charters getting the right to limit the liability. Here's a case where MSC Flamina, there was this fire, there was this explosion on the container ship in mid-Atlantic. Now owners faced with a lot of losses of different kinds. It is not only with the cargo, it is loss plus loss of life. There were 3 crew members who died. Now owners had a claim against the charterers. Charterers wanted to limit the liability. Now think, now limitation of liability is basically for a ship owner to limit his liability so that he does not go bankrupt. Now here in this situation, the ship owner encountered a big loss and he is claiming against the charterer in respect of repair of the ship and various other claims, and charterer want to limit the liability. Now it was said that charterers cannot limit charterers' liability in respect of their responsibility towards the ship owners. Okay, if there is a claim from outside, the charterers, being charterers, can limit their liability, but it is not in respect of the claims which are justified claims by the ship owner against the charters. The charterer can limit their liability. So this was clarified by this very famous case of Flamina, and this case was decided in 2023. Explosion had occurred in 2012. Then the persons who can limit their liabilities include the managers, etc. And then the question was about the crewing agent. Then it was decided, or it can be said that the crewing agent can limit their liability depending on the case. It would depend on case to case, like whether they can limit the liability or not. Talking about the claims which can be subjected to limitation, Article 21A talks about the claims in respect of property or life. So life as well as property, which occur on board or which are connected with the operations related to the ship, including the salvage operation. Now there is a very famous case, Caspian Basin versus Boygues. This was a towing contract whereby the towing line parted and subsequently there was property, loss to property. Now court had to decide whether this case comes under limitation of liability, which is covered by 21A. Now the thing is, there is loss of property, number 1. There is this tug involved, that means there is a salvage operation that is involved. It was decided by the court that this case should come under 21A. That means the owners or charters can limit their liability, right? Because this is something which is connected with the operations related to the ship. Now let us consider a case whereby a ship was carrying fruit and because of some delay was because of grounding of the ship or because of slow speed or because of bad weather, the fruits got spoiled. Now the ship owner can limit the liability. Ship owner can limit the liability because the loss was directly connected to the operations of the ship, right? It was connected with the operations of the ship. So limitation of liability under 21A is allowed. Let us consider another case whereby the ship got delayed and there was no loss of cargo, but there was economical loss. I mean, there was loss that is not because of the damage to the fruit, because of the market situation, there was loss. Now this loss is also covered under 21A. Now let us consider the third kind of situation whereby the ship was not delayed. I mean, there was no ship operation, neither there was accident, nor there was delay, nor there was anything that was connected with the ship, which caused the delay or which caused the cargo to get damaged. The cargo was offloaded in a port whereby, because of the delays or congestion in transshipment, the cargo remained there, and subsequently the cargo probably got damaged or there was a loss in the market value. So when this happens, this does not come under 2.1a because it is not directly connected with the operations on the ship. So this loss will come under 2.1b. 2.1b is claims in respect of loss resulting from delay in the carriage by sea of cargo, passenger or their luggage. So here there is no mention of the root cause being the operations of the ship or any incident that happened on the ship. That means this particular claim will be covered under 2.1b, not 2.1a. 2.1c are the claims in respect of other laws resulting from infringement of the rights other than contractual rights occurring in direct connection with the operation of the ship or the salvage operation. So here we are talking about the infringement of rights which are not contractual rights. As we know, there are certain rights which are available by the contract, and other rights could be, say for example, arising from the tort. Now let us take this situation, let us consider this situation where there is the ship which is kind of grounded outside the entrance, and the ship is grounded in such a way that it has blocked the entrance, and there are several ships which were supposed to come to the port, enter the port. Those ships are blocked. I mean, there is infringement of the rights of the other ships to enter the port. Now there will be claims from the other ships. Now they are claiming on this ship which has grounded, and there was no contract between these ships. Non-contractual rights. This is infringement of non-contractual rights, and the ship owner can limit the liability. Now let's look at the other side of the story. Now, as the ship is aground, the charterers claim that we are losing market, we are having losses because the ship is aground, right? The ship is off hire, of course, but then they put up a claim against the owners. Will they be successful? Will the owner be successful in limiting his liability? No, these are contractual claims. And because of the ship's mistake, the charters are put to loss. Ship owner will have to abide by whatever contractual terms are there, right? And this claim cannot be limited. 2.1d is claims in respect of raising, removal, destruction or rendering harmless of a ship which is sunk, wrecked, stranded or abandoned, including anything that is or has been on board such ship. 2.1e is claims in respect of removal, destruction or rendering harmless of the cargo of the ship. Now we will handle them together because there is a situation where, because of port regulations, etc., there is some organization of the port, they do the work. They do the removal of the wreck or they remove the cargo from the ship, right? So in such a situation, whatever claims come to the ship owner, those claims can be limited. However, if ship owner goes to have contract with the salvors, and salvors, they remove the wreck, raise the wreck or remove the cargo, then the claims cannot be limited. Ship owner will have to pay the entire amount to the salvor. Now if you look at 2.1d, it talks about removal of the wreck, raising the wreck or rendering it harmless or removing the obstruction, including anything that is on board, which means that it includes the cargo. That means it can include a cargo from a ship that is sunk, or if you look at 2.1e, it talks about removal of cargo. Now 2.1e is in case of cargo that is removed from the ship that is floating, or it is removed from the ship that is sunken. Now if these operations are done on behalf of the port because of some regulation, etc., or whatever, right, whereby there is no actual contract with these people, it is the requirement of the port, or it is by the trend the port officials through their organization they are doing these operations, then the claims which come from port can be limited, right? The liability of the ship owner can be limited. However, if the ship owner gives this task to the solvers, and solvers, naturally, the solvers, when they remove this, there will be no limitation of liability. They will have to pay off everything that is contracted or that is due to the solver. Now, Q1F is claims of a person other than the person liable in respect of measures taken in order to avert or minimize the loss for which the person liable may limit his liability in accordance with this convention, and further loss caused by such measures. Now, to understand this 2-1F, which is slightly tricky, let us assume that there is a ship which has, say, containers, and containers have got chemical cargo, dangerous chemicals which can pollute, which can get damaged otherwise also. Because we don't know what is going to be the situation after grounding, we don't know what weather is going to be like. So the cargo owner, he takes an action, he employs a party, to which the cargo owner pays, and they recover the cargo. Now, by doing this, the cargo owner has protected the cargo, number one, and number two, he has made an attempt to prevent the marine pollution. Right? And we must understand that the cargo owner is a person who is not liable. So therefore, this person who is not liable under this convention, right, he puts up a claim on the ship owner. Now, for the cargo loss that's going to happen, that can probably occur for cargo loss as well as the damage to the cargo, under this convention, the ship owner is protected. He is protected in the sense he can limit his liability. So now we are looking at two persons: cargo owner who is not liable, ship owner who is liable. Cargo owner who's taken some action and then he is trying to reimburse himself by putting up a claim against the ship owner. Ship owner can limit his liability. Let's consider the other side of it. Like, ship owner directly involves a solver. Now he involves a solver in respect of the same work, like which the cargo owner earlier got it done through a third party. Now, when ship owner has a contract with the solver and solver does the same thing, this will not be covered under 2-1F.